This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, August 2nd. Looking at our main story, the very hot, dry weather continues. In addition to that, we have a strong cold front pushing southwards with dry, gusty winds the next few days, especially across a lot of the eastern half of the Great Basin from north to south. Overall, fire danger continues to be high to extreme in just about all areas, as we've had significant drying, and most fuels are between the 90th or 97th percentile, or will be there very shortly. Again, on the map today, a strong cold front cutting through the Great Basin, this dashed line. Winds on both sides of it, cooler temperatures just north of it, strongest winds in this brown shade where we could see gusts of over 40 miles per hour, more of that 20 to 30 mile per hour range in the light orange. However, a lot of these winds continue through much of the evening hours, and they have fueled significant fire growth in central and southern areas, so it almost doesn't make a big difference whether the winds are gusting to 28 or 38 miles an hour when your humidity is in the single digits and you're getting poor overnight humidity recoveries. The front does push a bit further south on Monday and into Tuesday. Will continue to be hot, but more maybe 4 to 6 degrees lower than we have been, so closer to midsummer levels as opposed to being 5 to 10 degrees above current levels. Satellite imagery continues to show lots of smoke across the area settling down from our fire activity and some of the fires in the Pacific Northwest. This will only continue to worsen in the coming days. Fortunately, we have had no we've had no lightning. That is the fortunate part. Unfortunately, no precipitation or wetting rain, so the fuel's continuing to dry. But over the past 4 days, lots of lightning strikes, and a particular concern of some of these strikes up in Idaho into Wyoming and the higher terrain of Utah, where holdovers are continuing to be drawn out every day. 7-day precipitation totals, we've had some amounts of a quarter to a half inch, localized higher amounts in the higher terrain in the eastern half of the Great Basin, but a lot of this was about 5 to 7 days ago, and it's really starting to wane. We've had continuous IA. We've had 9 fires new for over 1,700 acres and over 8,000 acres of large fire growth. Smoke will continue to be a problem over central and northern areas. Again, sounding like a broken record. It might actually get worse tomorrow with increased burning and increased winds. Our ERC point map showing a lot of areas in the red to dark red, 80th to 90th or 97th percentiles. We're starting to see those purple 97% plus values up in Idaho, as well as the Sierra and down into the Spring Mountains. So really, it's critically dry everywhere. No one's escaping it. And mostly due to this high pressure ridge on top, which we can see is actually pushing further westwards off the California coast. When it's this far west of the Four Corners, there's actually a clockwise west-northwest flow that suppresses the monsoon. That's why southern areas are not getting any moisture. In addition, we have a strong low skirting southern Canada, increasing the pressure gradient. That's going to bring the strong winds to many parts in the north and east of the Great Basin. You can see our high risk for winds. Whether gusting over 30, it's more of a wind high risk, but where it's gusts maybe in the 20s, but continued factors of record dry fuels, we have a critical burn environment. So basically, in all these orange areas, the winds or the strong breezes will play a big factor with significant fire growth. Looking in a deeper dive here, the strongest winds across Idaho into parts of Wyoming today. You can see the humidity really low in lots of areas today, tomorrow, the next day. The winds, they kind of subside a little bit, but we're still seeing some of these moderate gusts in these dark green areas to maybe 20 to 25, closer to 30 in some of these orange areas. So again, this belt of winds across parts of northern and eastern areas will continue for the next couple of days. No precipitation, that's the good part. You see the northern edge of what's trying to be a monsoonal push getting stopped well south of the Grand Canyon. Now, days 4 through 6, the high pressure ridge stays off to our west. There is a little bit of monsoonal moisture trying to move northwards, but the high is really suppressing it. It could get into the central areas of Arizona, so there is some high risk to the south of us, but really the latest computer model runs are indicating that even that may be a little bit overdone. Winds will be light middle of the week, Wednesday through Friday. That is the good news. The bad news, humidity stays bone dry, single digits to low teens everywhere with poor overnight humidity recoveries. Now, the precipitation, the previous models were showing more of a monsoonal push, like a stronger one. Right now, it looks like sometime on Thursday, it may just get into parts of the Arizona Strip or far southwest Utah, maybe very isolated, could see a handful of strikes. But if the model trends continue, even this will have a tough time getting further north. So we haven't issued high risk for it yet, but it's something we're watching on our radar screen. If Thursday and Friday the models get more robust with this moisture, we may have to issue high risk for lightning, but so far we're avoiding it. Our main concern right now are the winds, very dry, humidity around the clock the next 3 days, and then just bone dry for the next 7 days, as far as we can see. Extended outlook, continue to show hot weather. Models were showing a monsoonal push. Again, this is a little bit further south in the previous 6 to 10 day outlook, and if the model trends continue, this could go even further south. So we'll see how that plays out. That concludes our briefing. Have a great day.